that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
Welcome to Greenlight Maine. We have a great show lined up as we close out our series. The companies have certainly shown what it takes to build their business, and today it's no different. You're about to meet two companies that fulfill a need. But first, we want to talk to the people who have the difficult decision, our judges, and you will decide who will be advancing on in the competition. First, we have Danielle Ahern from Bangor Savings Bank. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, thanks for having me again. For those viewers who haven't been following the season, I'm the Director of Payments and Corporate Services at Bangor Savings Bank, and our team works with commercial clients on really streamlining their operations, everything from payments to cash utilization and fraud protection. And we also oversee our banking as a service program, which helps the fintech community with their financial needs as well.
It's always impressive how much you do, so thanks for being with us and taking time. Next up, we have Amy Marston from CMP. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you. So excited to be here today. I work for Central Maine Power as the Director of Community Relations and get to work with our Community Relations team to connect communities with the company, where we do all of the public education for Central Maine Power for the 346 communities we serve.
And you are very busy also, so thank you for being here. You do a great job. And rounding out the panel is Bianca Cowell, who has been with us throughout the series from Maine Technology Institute.
Hi, Julian. Thank you for having me. I'm Senior Investment Officer at MTI, and we invest in innovative projects throughout the state.
Awesome. All right, we're going to talk to you in just a few minutes. First, I'd like to introduce our first company, who is a familiar face to Greenlight Maine, and usually she's on the other side of the table. So welcome, Martha Bentley. You now have your own company, and it's called Proprietor, whenever you're ready.
Great. Thanks, Jolene. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. I'm Martha Bentley, and I'm the co-founder of Proprietor. Proprietor is a paid membership community for very small business buyers and sellers all along that journey. In the United States, 96% of businesses have annual revenues of $1 million or less. 92% have 5 or fewer employees. In Maine, that's 27,000 businesses. At the same time, 37,000 monthly internet searches are using keywords like how to buy a business and businesses for sale. Despite these big numbers, the system for buying and selling businesses is ineffective and inefficient. Only 1 out of every 5 businesses that gets put up for sale is actually sold. That's 20%, and most businesses never even make it that far. So what do people do currently? They might use a business broker, but that is often looking for the top 25% of profitable businesses and is not interested in buyers kicking tires. You might use an online marketplace like Biz Buy Sell, but that can be confusing and complicated and leads right back to business brokers. Or you might use word of mouth, but often that leads to buyer and seller remorse because you didn't know the right questions to ask. So how do we solve this problem? Enter Proprietor. Proprietor is a peer community for people on this buying and selling journey. How does Proprietor work? We're a membership community, so you join as a member, you sign on to our community values, and then we help you assess where you are in that readiness journey. So if you're in the early part of the journey, we help you get prepared. We help with financial and emotional readiness. If you're towards the end of the journey and you actually are in that transactional process, we help the new business owner with business know-how and connections, and we help people transitioning out of their business with a peer community and emotional and moral support and events and community. In the middle, we have people who are active buyers and sellers. For this group of our community, we have a matching platform to help them really identify the right fit. It's also a trusted community, so we have a pooled NDA compact that allows people to have much more honest and transparent conversations to build relationship before they get to the transaction. We hypothesize that this will lead to less transaction time, a much more pleasant experience, and simply more businesses that get sold. So where are we in our journey? We're in the very early stages. We're looking for our founding 100 members. We need this 100 to help us build this community, to give us the supports and help test out the tools, and importantly, test out our algorithms. So how can Greenlight Maine help? Send people our way. Everyone knows someone who wants to buy or sell a small business. And together, send them our way and we can help ensure the next generation of small business success. Thank you.
Excellent pitch. You're going to help a lot of businesses, and there's 27,000, so you're going to need some help too. Okay, Danielle.
I'm curious if you could tell us how you plan to attract businesses to the platform.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the key thing is we're doing it in a couple different ways. So definitely connecting with partners out there that are looking, and what you find is that as soon as you start talking about this, people say, oh, I know someone that's trying to sell their business. So currently, of that sort of 92% of small businesses, over 50% are owned by people who are nearing retirement age, and in some industries it's up to 70%. And so helping them figure out what they need to do next is the key.
Thank you.
Everyone needs an exit strategy. How about you, Amy?
Yeah, I'm interested to hear a little bit more about the membership. You know, is it an ongoing membership? Is it a one and done type transaction? And how do you manage those memberships?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're really early stage, and so we really are going to use that first founding 100 members to really test out what are the most valuable things and sort of what's the price point that makes sense. We're anticipating an annual membership, but the beauty of it is that you can stay in the community even if you've already sold your business, because it is a trusted community and we'll have activities and events even along there. So we're hoping that people will stay with us sort of 1 to 6 years, and then that there'll be that churn of members.
Bianca.
Great job, Martha. Tell me about your ability to scale and if there's other multiple markets that you might be able to attract.
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now we're focusing on this first 100 in sort of Maine and northern New England, but this verticalized paid membership community is a very scalable business. You can do it with very little capital. It's a very bootstrappable business, so we are focusing on this first piece, but then also looking at different communities. We are thinking also of like alumni networks, as well as areas of larger metropolitan areas that have smaller communities within communities that really want to keep the businesses within their communities.
Nice. Okay, we have time for one last question, Danielle.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of knowledge about that small business space in Maine, and certainly an important sector for our state. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and why that appeals to you?
Yes, thanks so much for asking. Yeah, so I've worked with small businesses here in Maine for the last 20 years, both sort of Main Street businesses as well as innovation-driven businesses, but my most recent experience was as the small business ombudsman and small business development manager at the state of Maine. And so I did that work during the pandemic, so talked to literally thousands of Maine businesses and really have a deep understanding of their needs. And I would also just say I do have a new co-founder now, which I'm really excited about because she has an MBA in the finance experience, so she really has that deep sort of operations and finance side that can complement sort of my work with the small businesses.
You definitely have a lot of experience, and this is definitely the right space for you. So congratulations on everything that you have done to this point, and I know you're going to go far with this.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors, and then our next company is also helping a lot of people, so you're going to want to see this. Don't go away.
Bangor Savings Bank, committed to investing in its employees, customers, and communities to help create a stronger northern New England. Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more.
Maine Technology Institute, offering grants, loans, and equity investments to help support Maine's innovation economy and committed to supporting new ideas with potential to grow. Visit mainetechnology.org. Hey Maine, how are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. Learn more at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Our next company is so very needed in helping so many people. I'd like to welcome Eliza Conley-Lapine with Safe House. Whenever you're ready, look right at the judges and have fun.
Thank you. My name is Eliza Conley-Lapine, and I'm the founder, CEO, and president of Safe House. Safe House is a nonprofit incorporated in the state of Maine, Tennessee, and Missouri. I'm a thriver of domestic violence, and I wanted to understand the justice system more intimately, so I went and got my bachelor's degree in justice. I was asked to solve a problem. I believe that crisis intervention and recovery resource navigation shouldn't be difficult, so I created a speed dialing powerhouse called Safe House. I brought together a team, and here we are. In 2019, I created the Safe House platform. In 2020, my team and I created the Safe House Maine crisis and recovery apps. In 2021, we expanded to the national platform and released on the Play stores. In 2022, we launched our national media kit release, and then I presented for the Federal Railroad Administration. The Safe House app is not an expensive program to run. That is why it's a free resource for the agencies that we're listing and to our end user. However, we're looking to secure funding so that way we can brick and mortar our corporate office here in the state of Maine, so that we can launch our global expansion, and so that way we can launch our Boots on Ground campaign. We also would like to hire staff so that way they can help us update the app, ensure accuracy and quality. We list all sorts of resources: domestic violence, sexual violence, human trafficking, suicide, homelessness, and more. There's also a 911 button in the center of both apps, so if someone's in trouble, all they have to do is click and call. The family counseling and crisis intervention market here in the United States is worth $51 billion. The global emergency management market is worth $164 billion. And Safe House, as a new entrant, has the ability to obtain a market share on both of these. Are you in crisis? Are you looking for recovery resources? Head to the Play stores and search Safe House Recovery or Safe House Crisis. Click on the issue you're having, the state you're in, and then the county. All you have to do is click the agency and hit call. Let Safe House be your safer place sooner. Thank you.
Excellent pitch. Let's quick off the questions with Danielle.
Well, first, thank you for sharing your story and for the work you're doing in a much needed, unfortunately much needed space. Since you've launched, can you tell us a little bit about how your user base, how many users you have currently, and some of the metrics related to that?
Absolutely. So we have almost 10,000 views and downloads between both of the apps today.
Amy.
Yeah, and I echo Danielle. Thank you for putting this together. I think, for the state of Maine and our country, we're in a mental health crisis with, substance abuse, and I think that the need for something like this is definitely there. So thank you, and I appreciate all the work you've done on this front. I guess when you said earlier in your pitch that this is a free service, so if it's a free service, it sounds like it's pretty low cost to run. How do you make a profit from this app?
We're not looking to make a profit. We're a nonprofit organization.
Bianca.
Great. Are you going to, even if you're not looking to make a profit, how are you going to be sustainable? Are you going to be having a salary, paying your team? Are you going to be taking donations strictly? What's the revenue model?
We're looking for donations, and we're looking for a grant writer, so we're hoping to get someone to help us raise some grant money to help sustain the organization.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for your question.
We have time for one last question, Danielle.
Yeah, how are you finding the partnerships, right? Because I would imagine that's an important component because they're sharing then with the end consumer, the app itself. So how are you getting those partnerships, particularly in multiple states?
Just trying to do outreach and talk to people. The more conversations we have, the more networking opportunities that keep popping up.
Do you have a team of people so far?
We do.
Tell us about that.
So my name's Eliza, and I'm the president, and then Kathy Moore is our vice president. Phoebe Karen is our secretary, and then Shayna Gervais is our treasurer.
Well, sounds like a great team. So congratulations on all your success so far, and we wish that you keep on going because this is so needed. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, our judges are going to deliberate, so you're not going to want to miss this. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, come on over.
Fame came along at a time when we really needed somebody to believe in our mission.
It's so nice to have somebody actually try to understand what we're doing.
Fame helps Maine businesses and lenders get to yes for their financing needs.
Thank you, Fame.
Thank you, Fame.
Thank you, Fame.
If you own a business and want to get more involved with Greenlight Maine, go to our website at greenlightmaine.com. Partnering with us means supporting startups, creating jobs, and building Maine's economy. Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It's time for our judges to weigh in and take a deep dive into these companies. We'll start with Martha with Proprietor, only because she pitched first. We'll go through pros and cons, so start with the pros, Danielle.
Yeah, I really loved Martha's idea, and I think the algorithms and the technology will streamline the use of the service, so I think that's a really great pro. On the con side, I think it might be challenging to balance out the membership base between the buyers and the sellers and really building out her partnership network to help level those two pieces out.
All right, that's good feedback. Amy.
Yeah, so enjoyed the presentation. I think one pro for her is that this is a unique market. This doesn't seem to be a market that's saturated with these types of opportunities and businesses, so I think she's at a good time. Con that I have is possibly the potential of a transaction going sour, and what are the mitigations that she can put in place to protect herself and her company in the instance that happens.
Absolutely, yes. This does not seem like a saturated market with a lot of competition, so that's great. Bianca.
I think a positive is that Martha is really well connected with the issue, with her experience in economic development. So it's a founder with living experience with the problem. I think she should, though, look into potentially charging a minimal transaction fee for the buy-sell to kind of increase her revenue opportunities.
Okay, and she said that she's already working with 30 buyers, so that's amazing. And she said, yeah, this sort of just kind of presented itself with all her business experience through the years. Okay, switching gears now to Eliza with Safe House. What'd you think?
I just was really impressed with her ability to share her personal story, and I think having that connection, unfortunately having that experience, really just keeps her connected to the mission and what she's trying to do to help others. I think an opportunity for her will be just building a sustainable revenue model. So grants are sometimes difficult to obtain. So what are the other strategies to help keep safe houses going?
Yes, absolutely. She is a survivor, and she was very willing to share, which is not easy to do. And she definitely is in this for the right reasons. I mean, she just wants to help as many people as she can, right? Okay, Amy.
Yeah, so one pro that I really liked about her business model as presented was that it's very mobile. I mean, that is in essence what it is, a mobile app. It's easily expandable, so it's not tied to one community or the state. You can use it anywhere. One opportunity I did see for her as well, or a potential issue, is just making sure all the information is updated. She mentioned there's over 65,000 resources listed, and that's just a lot of, in my opinion, fact-checking and making sure numbers are working, links are working correctly or as designed. So I think that back-end piece may be a lot of work.
It might be a lot to manage, for sure. Okay, Bianca.
Yeah, I thought Eliza did great. It was great to hear her story and that she's really trying to help out. I think the best part about this is that it supports multiple crises. So there's a large audience that she is serving with her company. I thought I would like to have learned more about if she had a clear plan to connect with the resources, especially outside of the state, so that they can promote her app, kind of how she's going to do that. We'd love to learn a little bit more about.
Okay. Well, some very great comments, and we appreciate you all, spending a lot of time off camera with these companies and really getting to know them and what their needs are, because there's no doubt, like, both of them are just set up for success down the road. So we wish they're both winners, right? All right, so we're going to take a short break, but before we do, if you're considering starting a business, there can be a lengthy process to get to opening day. To help set you up for success, here's some safeguards to consider from our premier partner, Bangor Savings Bank.
If you're somebody starting a business, there are 3 key relationships you need to have. One is with a good attorney, the other is with a good accountant, and the last is with a good banker. And it's not while you have the business, it's before you have the business.
Bob Montgomery Rice says even if you have one of these relationships, you're off to a good start, and there are different ways to communicate with your banker.
Some people want to look somebody in the eye and ask a question and get an answer. The banking environment now has to have mobile, it has to have phone, it has to have in-person, and they're all changing pretty dramatically, but they're all important.
There's a lot of talk about the banking industry moving to more of a mobile platform, and that doesn't seem to be the case.
It's absolutely a balance. We want you to do the channel that's right for you. Traditionally, people think young people don't want to come into the branch. They just want mobile, they just want digital. And that actually is not true. What they want to know is that the branch is there when they have something more important or more sophisticated or something new to them.
With all this sophistication comes question of security and protection. Bangor Savings is an industry leader in safety and soundness like unique technology that actually creates a digital footprint of your voice.
What everyone wants is to make sure that their money's safe, but also that they can get to the help quick.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett, committed to providing accounting solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, working with businesses and organizations that operate locally and nationally. ARBCPA.com. First Park, a 285-acre business park located in Oakland, Maine, offering fiber internet, 3-phase power, and pre-permitted sites for businesses to start or expand. Details at firstpark.com.
Bangor Savings Bank, committed to investing in its employees, customers, and communities to help create a stronger Northern New England. Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We just heard from 2 impressive companies, Proprietor and Safehouse, and it's time to find out who is moving on. Judges, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. And that means Proprietor gets the green light. Congratulations to Martha, you are moving on in the competition. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We appreciate your support and we love your feedback, so please keep the comments coming. And you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be back next week for the finale of our college edition, so you're not going to want to miss that. They are amazing companies. Until then, have a safe and productive week.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Chilton, a Maine company offering a modern take on traditional New England wood furniture. Hotel accommodations for Greenlight Maine are provided by Hilton Garden Inn, Auburn, Riverwatch,